Hi guys, how are you all doing today? I hope you're all having yourselves a wonderful day. This channel is dedicated to providing you with information about the Gambia. So if you are thinking of moving to the Gambia, you have come to the right place. So please subscribe for new videos that I will be uploading on a regular basis. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I've been reflecting on my journey to the Gambia, and as I look back on how far I've come despite the roadblocks, I wanted to share some of those thoughts with you. I think it's important to talk about this because so many of us who consider making a move like this often face unexpected challenges along the way. Understanding the reality of such a significant change rather than just a dream is crucial. Whether it's a cultural adjustment, the sense of belonging, or even just navigating the day-to-day differences, there's a lot to consider, and I want to share my experience with you so that anyone thinking about making a similar move can be better prepared and more informed. So let's dive in to what this journey has been like and why it's important to approach it with both excitement and awareness. This channel is dedicated to providing valuable information about visiting or moving to the Gambia. After many years of getting to know this beautiful country, I've learned a lot, and I want to share, as I said before, my experiences with you. Hopefully, what I share will enlighten and inspire you. My journey to considering the Gambia as a place where I could truly belong stems from my experience as a person of colour living in the West. Since the day I left Jamaica as a child and landed in the UK, I felt a deep homesickness for the joys of growing up in Jamaica. Despite spending the rest of my formative years in the UK, I have never viewed it as home. This often surprises many English people who don't understand my perspective because they haven't lived the life I've had to live. The struggle to survive mentally in a place that persons of colour often feels like an outsider. This was one of the main reasons I began searching for a place where I could feel at home, and the Gambia has become the place for me. Through this channel, I want to share my journey and insights with you. During my journey, I've discovered that many people embark on this path out of a sense of loneliness. The West can be an incredibly isolating place. It is common for people to stay in their homes for days without seeing or hearing from anyone. Many are caged in little boxes. Children leave home only to enter their own, and most elderly are placed in care homes looked after by strangers. If you are not close to family or have loyal friends, it can be a very lonely existence. Now, imagine coming from a place of loneliness where you feel invisible, where romantic connection seems like a thing of the past. You decide to take a trip to the Gambia, and suddenly everything is the opposite. Loneliness is nowhere to be found. Instead, you discover friends, romance you thought had passed you by, and a vibrant life full of sun, sand and sea, and a new found sense of freedom. It is easy to see why in the span of 2 weeks holiday your head could be turned. You might think, this is a place I need to move to. Despite the poverty, life here feels wonderful, and the West becomes a distant memory. Especially if you're an older man or woman, you may feel like you found love, freedom, friends, and a new lease of life. But here's the reality. You scrape together all your belongings to make this move to what seems like an idyllic haven. And, a rude awakening often awaits. There are challenges and complexities that you might not have anticipated. and it's crucial to be fully aware before making such a significant decision. This isn't meant to knock the Gambia, but rather to highlight the importance of making thoughtful, well-informed decisions. It's easy to make a move based on emotion, especially when a place feels like an escape from loneliness or dissatisfaction. However, if you're planning to move to a new country, it is wise to visit frequently over the course of a year or even live there for 3 to 6 months. This will give you a more realistic feel for the country. Immerse yourself in the local way of life rather than sticking to the tourist experiences. Doing so will provide you with a deeper understanding of the country and its culture. You may discover things that you weren't aware of during a short holiday visit, including cultural norms that might shock you or that you can't easily apply to your own life. However, it is essential to accept that these norms are part of the local culture. One important lesson I've learned is that for those who wish to leave the West in search of belonging and acceptance, the way you're perceived in a new country may not align with how you want to be viewed. You might find yourself feeling different or even excluded when you can't participate in conversations because you don't fully understand the language. I've experienced this myself, sitting in a car full of people who suddenly start speaking in their own language, even though they can speak English. It is an uncomfortable feeling, especially if you suspect that the conversation might be about you. Some people are considerate and will switch to English or include you in the conversation, but this isn't always the case. That is why it's crucial to take time to learn as many phrases as possible in the local language. This effort can go a long way in helping you feel more included and connected when the conversation starts. When we start to search our roots out in Africa, it's important to understand that it's not a walk in the park. Many of us leave the West to escape racism, discrimination, or loneliness. And after a 2-week holiday, we may think we found utopia. But the reality is that there are more challenges to face when you make the move to Africa. It is a whole new learning experience, often vastly different from what you're used to. At this point, I want to make it clear that I don't have regrets about the Gambia. My intention is to let you know that challenges will arise and when you make the final move, and it is crucial to approach this journey with awareness. For years, I wanted to leave the West because it was my parents' decision for me to live there. I've always yearned for the place where I was in the majority, and in Gambia, I found that. The challenges does not faze me. If tomorrow I want to change my mind about Africa, the takeaway would be that I am glad I listened to the call to reconnect with my roots. While returning to Africa may feel like reconnecting with your heritage, the cultural differences can still be significant. Norms, traditions, and social behavior might be different from what you're used to, and adapting to these can be challenges. I spoke about language barriers before. Even if English or another familiar language is spoken, local dialects and languages are often prevalent. Not understanding these languages can lead to a feeling of isolation or exclusion in social situations. Then the economic situation in many African countries can be vastly different from the West. Adjusting to different standards of living, dealing with bureaucratic insufficiencies, or navigating local business practices can be very difficult. Despite returning to what you may feel like your ancestral homeland, you may find that locals may see you as an outsider. Building genuine connections and finding acceptance with the community can take time and effort. Depending on where you relocate, access to reliable infrastructure like healthcare, education, and public services may be limited and operate differently than where you're accustomed to. For many of these services, you have to pay. This can affect your quality of life and require significant adaptation. The romanticized idea of returning home may not always match the reality. The emotional journey of trying to find this sense of belonging can be complex, and managing expectations is essential. So, these challenges highlight the importance of thorough preparation, patience, and a willingness to embrace new experiences when making such a significant move. So guys, I hope this information that you find it helpful. So thank you for tuning in and taking time to listen to my journey's reflection. Remember, if you're considering a move to the Gambia or any other parts of Africa, planning, awareness, and open mind are always essential. This isn't a decision to be made lightly or based on emotions alone. Take the time to truly understand the culture, the challenges, and the rewards that come with such a life change. I hope my experiences have provided you some insights, and you will continue to follow along as I share more about my journey in the Gambia. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on future content. Thank you once again for your support, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until such time, take care.